Hey, how you doing? This is John, and welcome to John's Long Box. I'm here with M. Odin, and we are having a conversation about comics. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you,
I was
John?
even here for a second. I guess I hit my head too hard.
Oh, good, man. Hey, man, thanks so much for having me on. It's always a pleasure to come chat with people about comics and just have a good time in general.
Cool. Where were we? We were both on a panel. Where were we both on when I invited you?
We were both on Commie Mark last
Oh,
week.
that's right. That's right. I've been on so many, because I'm promoting my own campaign, and I'm.
Oh, dude, it's the grind, man. It's last Friday alone, I was on 6 streams.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, you got to do it though.
Yeah.
Nobody. So let's check out. We got Miranda, who's very excited. So she's also giving you a woo. So that's always good. And then
that's about right.
So your campaign is the Embrace #2, and this is live on Indiegogo right now. Am I mistaken? Or
that is correct. That is live on Indiegogo right now. We are at 200% of our goal at a little over 6K, and we are right close up to our next stretch goal at 7,500. So,
nice. What are your stretch goals?
Well, our stretch goals are all about upgrading our cover qualities. So like the second stretch goal will upgrade our B cover to a lava holofoil. So rather than doing tchotchkes, I figured why not invest that money into the actual product.
It's funny that you said that because I got a stack of this week's tchotchkes. I put them over here and then I throw them in a box. I mean, they're nice.
It's a really cool novelty, and it was great for the first couple of years. Crowdfunding has been going on for like 5-6 years at this point. Everybody's boxes and desk drawers are getting full. Like it's gotten to a point where it's like, all right, we need to look beyond getting these things. Like we can still have fun little extras like that, but make it a part of like an actual tier where it's like somebody can be like,
I like what you're doing. You're upgrading the comic. That's pretty clever because, but I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I made coins and things like that because I
challenge coins are great. I like those, but the problem with challenge coins is
they're expensive.
Expensive,
right? I made a cheap like this. I don't call this a challenge coin. I don't know what I call it, but this was. I want to make one of these. They're expensive, but they're not. That big one has to be $30. This is $5. You know what I mean? But then
I actually got my challenge coins when I made them for $5 a piece. I found a place that I lucked out. They were on sale. Like I got in and there was a sale, and they would like normally be I think like $8. But
you got to send me that link.
That was years ago. I don't even know.
Oh, okay.
And they were an international company. They were based in like China. So like, like that's why they were as cheap as they were, is because coming from overseas and what have you. But like, man, challenge coins are one of the most expensive things to do. And so it's like, if you're going to do that, you can't really just have that be, a stretch goal. That has to be something.
Yeah, this is an add-on, and
pay for it.
Yeah, I'm talking about my campaign when I got yours up here, but I'm on Fund My Comic. I'm doing pretty good. I'm on Kickstarter, and then when Kickstarter's done, I'm going to do Indiegogo. So I'm going to add that challenge coin to Indiegogo because I didn't have it.
Be very careful with Indiegogo.
Yeah. Why do you say that?
Shadow banning.
Right.
Shadow banning.
Well, this is my first campaign, and I've already learned that I made the tactical error of splitting everything over 3 campaigns. Like all the enthusiastic people already backed me on Fund My Comic.
I don't think that that's accurate. I think that splitting it to 3 campaigns is fine.
Oh, okay.
Because all right, so here's the deal, right?
I'll bring up the campaign in a second. Look, we're talking. So
let's look at crowdfunding as a whole, right?
Okay.
And we're going to say that this is like crowdfunding, right?
Okay.
Now, yes, there are there are fish in the lake, but all of them hang out at different spots, right? So yeah, there will be some overlap where, like, if you promote, you'll probably get some backers that would back on all three. But you're going to have people that just stick to one platform because
Right. There's people that are fans of certain platforms. I'm learning that the hard way.
But I think that the smartest way to do it is you have a lot of people who will just launch all the campaigns on all the platforms at once. I think that's stupid because at the end of the day, you're just trying to cast a big net over a wide area, but you're just one person. You're not going to be able to pull forcibly enough to catch all of that. So you're just going to end up losing a whole bunch of stuff because you don't have the bandwidth to push all three campaigns at once. And at the end of the day, if you give people too many options, they get overwhelmed.
Right. That's true.
So it is much smarter to then go, okay, I'm going to launch on this platform, do it for a set number of days, try and get the most fish from this pond. Then I'm going to from this part of the pond. Then I'm going to move over to this other part of the pond where they mainly back over here. And you might get a few fish that backed on the previous campaign coming over to support the Fund My Comic just because they want you to succeed and what have you. But then you're also going to be getting the backers that only back on that platform. And then you do that again. And so what you do is you lower your, like, this is how I'm going to be handling is I'm going to be lowering my funding goal as we go along to each of the campaigns.
Right, because you already got the money from the other ones.
Correct. So what it will be is, like, we had a 3K funding goal for the Indiegogo. It'll be a 1,500 funding goal on Fund My Comic, and then it will be a 500 funding goal on Kickstarter, right? Like, the objective here is to fund. And the best way to go about this is how you would go fishing. You're not just going to go and try and fish the entire pond at once. You go to different spots to try and figure out where the fish are.
That's what I was trying to do, but I'm still a rookie at all this. And I wanted to have something unique on each campaign to give people a reason. You know what I mean? So I want to address this. Somebody put it in a comment. How's my neck? My neck is okay. For those of you who don't know, I last Wednesday I passed out while driving. I think it was like a heat stroke kind of thing, and I hit a tree, and my car is gone, and my neck has a fracture. So I have to wear this for 8 weeks. In 3 more weeks, I'm getting another MRI to see if I need surgery. But I'm not in pain. I'm not in pain. The most painful part was the bruising. If I was to lift my shirt, I would have disgusting patches of purple and nastiness. But thank you for your concern. But yeah, I think the worst is over. This I just got to deal with this uncomfortable piece of crap.
100%.
I'm sorry.
As I completely understand. Yeah, like I've it's rough, man.
Yeah, somebody, when I posted, was it you who posted a picture of their fractured neck? Was it
No, I haven't had one, but I've had family, friends, and what have you that have had it, and I've helped like take care of it. It sucks.
Yeah, and my wife is, shout out to my wife. My wife has been an absolute sweetheart, and she panic stricken while I was in the hospital and made a Mrs. Longbox account to keep everybody posted because we didn't.
That's amazing.
We didn't know. I was just like, people bought my comic. We got to keep them. We got to keep them up to date. So there you go. There's what happened to me. Thank you for your concern. Thank you for your concern, everybody. But let's bring up your campaign right here. So this is the Embrace 2, and I'm going to make it bigger. So our faces are going to go away for a little bit.
That's absolutely fine. We're ugly anyways. The campaign's much prettier than we are.
So Michael Odin, the first class between the Embrace and the Strangle. So I got to ask you, because I just found out about your campaign when we were on with Commie Mark a couple of days ago. Mm-hmm. So like I said there, I get kind of embarrassed. I talk about comic books all day long, and there's still campaigns I don't know anything about. So I forget. Are you the artist? Do you do everything? Are you the writer?
So I am the writer, and I created the Embrace, and then Dean James, who's in the chat, is my artist and co-creator.
Oh, how you doing?
And so Dean does the line art, and then we have Eugene Bedevue, who did colors for Lost Pages, is doing the colors on this book.
Okay. Oh, that's cool. So that's what I do. I'm the writer and creator, basically the guy who lays out all the money and doesn't make any profit on the comics. I I pay my guys instantly. They're the only ones making money, not me.
I mean, that's how it goes, man.
That's how it goes.
Hashtag just a writer.
Yeah.
How much did you make? Looks at wallet. You don't want to know.
Nothing yet. I didn't even break even yet. And I all day today I was sending files. We were talking about shot skis and stuff. I'm making cards as stretch goals because I'm doing a traditional superhero book and I'm a role player. So I thought it would be fun on the backs of the character cards to put their role playing stats.
Oh,
so,
dude, like completely get it. And that's a really cool thing. A really cool thing to do. Like not going to knock that at all.
So that's fun. I was just talking to Brian Bow, who does Wolf and Betsy, gave me the information for the woman. She's been helpful, so helpful. Everybody's been helpful. I was asking Odin. I keep calling you Odin because my buddy's name is Odin. I've been asking Michael for
that's fine.
Advice about how to run a campaign. Everybody's so helpful. But anyway, I'm babbling.
You're good, dude.
You're saying that your stretch goals, which I kind of think is fascinating. I'm just going to scroll down to your stretch goals, and then we'll talk about everything else. Your stretch goals, I think, are down here, right?
Yeah, they're all the way down at the bottom, just listed.
Okay. So what you're going to do with stretch goals is you're going to upgrade your covers. Now, I never thought of this. This is pretty clever.
Well, and I mean, like I've done cover upgrades before as stretch goals, but like what I think is the big thing is at this point when we've been doing crowdfunding for so long and everybody has so many tchotchkes, it's just like, as we've established, people just kind of put those in long boxes or put them in their desk drawer.
I put the stickers on my fridge. I put the magnets on my fridge, and everything else goes in the big box. And I say, someday I'm going to go through this.
Yeah, and so ultimately, what ends up being the problem, so to me, it's one of these things. Like, do I want to take that money and spend it on tchotchkes that like people are going to be amused by the novelty of for maybe 10 seconds before they get shoved away, or do I take that money and invest it into the actual book?
Is this Mo Biggs? Is this your artist?
No.
Oh, okay.
Mo Biggs is the hero of the chat. Is what this is, and he will follow me everywhere to make sure that he heckles me and supports me.
You got to keep you humble. It's a community.
100%.
Can't let those comic creators get their egos. Next thing you know, you turn it to Dan Slott, and we're saying "F you" to the crowd, right? So here he goes. So after we already have Michael, we can't have a second Michael live stream. Yeah, shout out to Michael Bancroft, who's been nothing but just super helpful for this community.
Michael Bancroft is great, and we had a great time launching on his show. We funded
you
the first half hour. Yeah, we have a cover of it. We are the only comic out there with a Bancroft variant outside of like the Lucent.
Nice. That is good. Michael Bancroft. I have a lot of respect for that guy. He's becoming like a major player in this field with just being nice and loving comic books. Imagine that.
Yeah.
What do we got here? I did back, but
I still must tell the truth about my boy Ogden. Oh, goodness.
As you were saying, you got this idea of actually people in this want a comic book, and people want a nice looking comic book. So you're going to take the stretch goal and make the comic book itself better, which quite frankly is so obvious. I'm amazed that I didn't think of it. You know what I mean?
It's one of these things where like, and the other thing that we're doing is we're going to have this campaign. Obviously we're doing Indiegogo. We'll be doing the full 60 days. And then we'll do, Fund My Comic, and then we'll do Kickstarter. But as the campaigns are going along, like all of these stretch goals will apply throughout. Right. So like, let's say you hopped on to the Embrace 2 while it was on Fund My Comic, and you got Dean James's A cover. Well, we've already crossed that stretch goal, so you're going to get a UV spot gloss edition of the Embrace 2 for Dean's cover. And let's say that backing puts us over the 7,500 mark, for instance. So, well, now everybody who has the B cover by Rini, their cover gets upgraded to a lava holofoil across all the campaigns. So it works in both ways.
That's
So while all of these campaigns are live, everybody gets access to these stretch goals. When we close out the campaign, and on Kickstarter, and then we have like the late pledging and everything, those editions of the book are no longer going to have these cover upgrades.
Oh, so
it's an incentive to back while all of the campaigns are live, and it's also a way to make sure that we're rewarding the people that are coming out there and being proactive, supporting us, sharing our links around, backing our book, doing the things that we need to be successful.
I got you. That's okay. That makes sense. That makes absolute sense. And I'm doing the same thing you're doing. For every $1,000, I'm unlocking another card. Everybody's just going to get the card in their package. But I raised $5,000 on Fund My Comic. But if I make another $1,000 on Kickstarter, it'll go back to both platforms. You know what I mean? So it's just going to be an aggregate of all things, all funds raised. Jeez, I'm having such a difficult time talking today. So that is pretty cool.
Oh, good.
And wow, you got Rini doing a cover. You got Michael Bancroft doing a cover. That is awesome.
Yes, we do, and we have our other, like, obviously we have a cover by Dean James, and hold on, Miranda said that she sent me something to show. Oh, I didn't get anything. Did she send it on Twitter?
Oh
no, what did I? I'm paying attention to the chat, and it says show Mo the sign, and I'm trying to.
Yeah, it's kind of like paying attention to a swarm of bees when you're doing this, right? You're looking at the chat. I'm looking at my guest. I'm
doing my best. I don't know what's going on.
Leave me alone, mommy. I'm trying. So, oh wow, you got $6,000 or 77 backers. Good for you. Good for you.
Yeah, and
you did 9 projects already.
Yeah.
Do you fulfill them yourself?
So I did for the first 3, and then the Embrace 1, I handled about half the fulfillment on, and at the time I was going through some stuff, so I got a fulfillment guy to help out with the rest, and I was like, I'm never doing this again.
It's funny because I hear such extreme. Some people like, yeah, it's fun, it's relaxing. I put on Star Wars and I fill out boxes, and other people like, I dread it. I got into this field to write and draw comic books, not to be a postman. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I kind of like sorting and organizing comic books and stuff. And my friend Jimmy already said, John, just buy a couple of pizzas. The family will come over and we'll sort and mail everything out. So
that's awesome.
Alex says, always hire RJ of Critical Blast if your campaign has a lot to put. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's who we use.
That's who I'm going to use. But as of right now, my campaign isn't necessarily world shattering. So to be quite frankly, I'm trying to save as many dollars as possible. So, if I get a sudden burst at the end, then RJ, please. But as of right now, it looks like pizzas and Jimmy.
I'm apparently supposed to share this. Vote Ogden.
Oh, I've been saying your name is Odin, but it's Ogden.
No, my name is Odin. This is an inside joke with the chat. When Mo and I first met, he accidentally added a G, and I didn't correct him, and so it's just stuck.
Okay. Okay, that's cool. Well, it's good. Believe it or not, that's good stuff. That just shows you that you have a good rapport with your audience, subscribers, fan base, whatever term you want to use. Oh, okay. Now I don't know if I'm being gaslit. Don't let him pull.
No,
I don't know.
you're not being gaslit. This is part of the gag. Anyway,
I don't know. You're being outvoted. I got 1, 2, 3. I got three,
uh,
3-1. Sorry, your name's
former
Ogden.
vice president. Jesus Christ. Anyways, where were we? Campaign.
Let's talk about your
Important things. While we are here.
Yeah, while we're here, let's look at this. So, written by Michael Odin. You spelt your name wrong. Line work by Dean James. Colors by Eugene Bedevo. Did I say that correctly?
I believe it's actually Eugene, but like.
Okay.
It doesn't. I don't think that it like unless he comes and hits you. It's actually this or that or the other. I think it's all just kind of up to speculation.
So I met you on Kami Mark's channel, and when I saw this image, I said, I want to look at this comic. I want to talk to this guy. But I think this is really clever. For those of you who are new, I'm sure everybody, I'm going to make this bigger. This car is driving through. It looks like or people are flying through the windshield rather, and all the shattered pieces of glass have some sort of image on it. That is freaking cool. Again, this is such an obvious idea that I've never seen before. You know what I mean? Sometimes you see an idea and you're like, why didn't I think of that? This is another one. This is so cool.
That's how it goes. And Dean did such a tremendous job with the layout on this piece. When I initially wrote it, I was like, I want a 2-page spread that's a collage of where we have the centerpiece of the Embrace on this car doing like a car chase, and then the collage is just the Embrace doing superhero shit.
So tell me about
literally what I said.
The Embrace is the character's name?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me a little bit about the Embrace before I go further.
So the Embrace is this guy Clarence Griffin, who is a grieving father. His son was murdered, and after about a year or so, there was no leads on the case. So the police of Alexandria, of the city of Alexandria, closed it. And so in this act of desperation, he's about to take his own life when the ghost of his son, David, shows up and stops him. And when they come together and reunite and come to embrace, hence the name, the ghost of David gives his father a vision of what happened that night. And so Clarence sees his child's murder through his child's eyes. And when that vision ends, he comes to and he's in this super suit powered by his son's ghost. So they are going after the people that killed David to bring him to justice.
So I'm going to assume that this is not a normal occurrence in the world. Otherwise, there'd be a lot of phantasmal armored mechs running around. So is this part of the story of why this kid became a ghost and talked to?
So like the big part of the reason why that is the big part of the story is, we hint at, obviously there's an afterlife and what have you.
Right.
And so David sees his dad struggling and is offered an opportunity by AB to come down and save and reunite with his father to, help out. And as the story progresses, you will find out that there have been previous iterations very similar to this. Okay. But it is not a overly common thing to happen. It is rare.
Okay. Oh no, Luke Stone was calling you from Fund My Comic.
So this is a nice little Easter egg. Luke was the guy that was kind of like my big brother when I came into this. When I was starting doing indie comics, he saw my first book, which was a book called Elysian Fields. And he kind of took me under his wing. He lettered my book at a pretty heavily discounted rate. He introduced me to printers and told me how to go about all that. And he really helped me.
Luke is a great guy. For those of you who don't know, Luke is the owner and all-around guy of Fund My Comic.
100%. And
great guy, great site. That's going to be my home going forward. And when I had a couple of mistakes of my own making, he spent hours fixing them for me. You know,
It's the kind of guy he is,
Yeah.
100%. And
I got to say that he's
When-
so if he's going to be in your comic book, don't do anything nasty to his character.
oh no, his character is kind of like the Commissioner Gordon of the book.
Okay, that's good.
He's
But this art, man. Are you influenced by like 90s Image Comics?
I mean, that's definitely one of the things we were trying to go for. Like when I was talking with Dean and we were kind of setting the design of the character and the aesthetic of the book, there was a lot of talks of, the Crow, the Darkness, Spawn, Haunt, and Symbiote Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I don't know
Like-
why. What's this? For some reason, just Wildcats is popping into my head right here.
I can kind of see that. Kind of
Yeah.
like
I'm
what's
trying
the
to think.
lead character's name?
I'm trying to think of the character that has the blue power, the blue suit, but it's just driving me
Yeah.
nuts. Yeah, but this looks good. This looks good. I'm looking. Oh, most that's The Simpsons right there, right?
Yes and no. It is both a Moe's reference from The Simpsons, except you will notice that Moe is missing an E. And as I said, Mo Biggs, who is there in the chat, has been a supporter of mine for quite some time, supporter and longtime heckler. And so that is a reference to the great Mo Biggs.
Do you hit up Voodoo Donuts? Where is that? Portland? I thought that was a question to you. I saw donuts and I got excited. I really think your coloring is really good too.
Yeah, Eugene does such a great job with this book. And so we did a second chance of the first book on Kickstarter, and
You have to do that. That's a rookie mistake to not offer people back issue.
We did it. We did it to try and rebuild some hype, because we were initially going to do this campaign last year, but my life kind of got in the way.
Oh yeah.
So when it came down to doing this, I wanted to make sure that we had a way to kind of reboot some of the hype, but also kind of establish ourselves a bit on the Kickstarter platform, gain some backers over there for when we eventually do the second book on Kickstarter. So what I ended up doing was to differentiate the two editions, is I added a 6-page preview of the second book in the Kickstarter version of the first book. And we got the books in, they've been shipped out. The majority of the Kickstarter campaign has fulfilled at this point. So they shipped we got those books, and I was having Critical Blast show me the preview pages, and they printed out gorgeous.
Oh, cool.
Looks so great.
That is so. This is I guess your A cover. This is the same artist that does your interiors.
Yes, and this is done completely traditional. This cover, and the original piece is already sold. And,
you know what? You can kind of see that it's original, because in the blacks you could almost see like the movement of brush or marker or whatever he used to make black. I kind of miss that.
Yeah.
What do they call that? Artifacts, like little, things that you only get from physical equipment touching paper. You don't get the artifacts in digital. And this is Rini. I recognize Rini.
Yeah, absolutely. She's very distinct.
Right. Rini, unpronounceable last name. I don't even try. Yeah. Rini does Fiendish, which is one of my favorite comics coming out right now. Absolutely awesome. That's a good.
It is a solid book. I'm actually the editor for those books past the second issue.
I was about to say, how did you get it in with Rini? But there you go.
Yeah.
I really like these little ghostly wisps coming out of him. So I take it he has like a ectoplasmic powers or something.
Yeah, kind of. So the way that his suit works is that very similar to like Symbiote Spider-Man having the tendrils and everything.
Okay.
He's able to shoot out these spectral ghost hands from his costume.
Yeah, I kind of dig it. I think Odin dressed up for us.
I'm glad.
I saw a comment that said you're a force.
I'm actually in like a really nice shirt. Like, this shirt is not cheap.
Is that really? Because I don't trust this guy anymore. I don't trust Mo Biggs anymore to give me name pronunciation.
Strachowski.
Yeah. I really like this. This is awesome. And this is just flat out 90s image. This, you know what I mean? You could have seen this on sale on the spinner rack or in the comic book stores right next to
the artist on this one is a guy named Eder Macias, and he did the art for Spider-Man Last Hunt for Marvel a couple years ago.
Oh, okay.
So we really wanted to go with like a kind of Spider-Man vibe for the cover, and I think he knocked it out of the park. It's a very fun piece.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah, I could definitely see the Spider-Man influences on this. Oh, this is interesting. This is Michael Bancroft?
Yeah, this is the Bancroft All the Hands cover. Of course, there's the joke that's been going on ever since his first book that Bancroft can't draw hands, so we had him draw all of them here. And then as an extra bonus, we had him hide one of his signature ginger root hands in the piece as kind of like a Where's Waldo thing.
Okay. But I didn't even know that was a thing, that he has difficulty with hands.
Yeah.
That's funny. Hands are tough to draw.
They are, but we got him over that hump.
Yeah, well, they say draw 10,000 times, so you got him halfway. This is really cool. I could look at this for a long, long time. I like the less is more coloring. Really, really makes it work. I think a lot of colorists they put in too much. They want to show off. You know what I mean? This is really cool. This is I like the way the light. Yeah, this is really cool, and this is amazing. You're actually doing a glow in the dark edition. Working.
And so the way that this works is it's a limited edition book. There will only be 50 of these done, and the cheapest way to get it is now, because we've already sold I think around 10 of these. So once it goes to Fund My Comic, the price is going to go up, because there's only going to be, the max that there will be by the time we get there is 40. So once so they will go up in price. And then by the time we get to the Kickstarter, it will go up in price again.
Mo is relentless, huh? Relentless. He won't stop. He struggled with hands, but he was an old-handed ginger roots. Yeah, Sumo. I'm just rolling with the joke, pretending I get it. But I stay in my own little bubble, for good or for bad, But Michael Bancroft is a good guy. He gets it too. It's about the comic books. It's not about fighting with other people. I don't understand that. If Hogan was clever, he'd say this shirt was a gift for my girlfriend, because then we'd feel guilty for harassing him. We'd still do it, but we'd feel bad about it. Somebody said that you were flickering like a Force ghost, and keep in mind, guys.
Because I've got the virtual background.
Right. It took me a while to get it, guys. I smashed my head against the tree last week. I'm probably still a little on the slower side.
It's all good.
If people want to read that comic, I do like this. This is, like I said, this is pretty clever. A lot of people they want to get in on the exclusive scarcity, and I was going to say something, but I realized it wasn't going to come off properly. So the Fighting Spirit style mask, nobody gets this comic. This is Kevin. He was one of my roommates back in Albuquerque, and we used to play role-playing games, and Fighting Spirit was one of his many characters, so this is reminding him of his character. Oh, geez. If you don't get that exclusive cover, you're pretty dumb with this IP. Yep. It's bigger than a rap.
Story just backed again, because I went through and explained things. Thanks so much, man.
Oh, I guess there's a lot of in jokes. That's good. That's good. You have your own community.
We do all right.
Good. John drove into a tree, and he's still better than reading the chat, don't know.
That's not fair, Mo. I go through all of your chats all the time when I do When in Rome. Thanks, man.
So let me get back to the campaign. But That's got to be expensive to make that. Like, you know,
It is not cheap. That's why we're only doing 50 of them. It's
you're
like
right.
like
You know, I'm trying to do it as simple. You know, at work we say keep it simple, stupid. So I'm keeping my campaign simple and stupid. You know, there's not too much. $20. You know, how many pages?
So it is. The story is 56 pages. So when you include the cover and everything like that, it'll probably be around like 64.
Oh, that's fair. That's absolutely fair. That, you know, you're not gouging anybody. You're not doing anything.
I try not to. And then right. The Embrace Virginia Victims Assistance Network cover. So like that's the cover of the first book that we have on that. And so it's $20. $5 of it is going to the Virginia Victims Assistance Network to help their homicide survivor support groups. So those are support groups that help the family and loved ones of victims of homicide.
Oh wow!
So, and then you can obviously do a catch-up bundle.
Oh, cool! So the catch-up bundle, you can't pick and choose your covers.
You can. I just can't like. I can't make a graphic that shows.
Yeah. Okay. I was just making it clear for you because I got to catch up. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to ask you the question. You made a plushie.
Yes, and we have under 10 of them left.
There you go, guys.
I think it says quantity 16, but like we sold 4 of them on this campaign, maybe 5 actually. I think we had one more person back it. So we have like 10 or 11 left.
So $50 for the limited edition glow in the dark cover.
Yep.
And the box. So what's in the box? What's in the box?
Oh man, everything's in the box. There's so much stuff in the box that I can't even list it all on either a graphic or the perk tier. So this is what you get in the box. You get all of the variant covers. So the A, B, C, and D variant. You get you get a mini print gallery. You get a if I can talk. You get the Embrace One. You get the Spectral Edition, which is when I initially wanted to do this book, I wanted to do it black and white like The Crow. But when we saw the character colored, like we knew that we had to do a colored edition.
Yeah.
So what we did as a compromise is we have like a special black and white edition that is only in the, get them all tier. And if you've backed that every single campaign from the start to the finish, you'll have a complete black and white edition of the Embrace story. And they are like completely limited to those tiers. And then you get the Embrace Sticky Hand, which is a glow in the dark sticky hand. And then you get an Embrace t-shirt and an Embrace standee.
Oh, cool. Like you said, too much. I'm just giving a shout out to my friend Paul, who sent me, can you see this? Spoonful of Comfort. It's like I looked it up. It's like $200 worth of food.
That's insane.
Yeah, well, he's my buddy. He's my buddy. Thank you, Paul. Thank you. Just got to give him a shout out. The cookies are right here by me, but the rest of the food is upstairs. My wife's eating it up. What is he saying? Mo has absolute gold on his stream. My friend Kevin likes the coloring on your comic.
Dude, it's Eugene Bedevu has crushed it, and let me tell you, when it's out and printed, it's just gonna it looks even better printed, in my opinion. I'm really excited because Dean submitted 2 new completed pages, and I'm getting those colored right now. So I'm hoping that by the end of this week or beginning of next week, I should have those, and I'll post them up on the campaign with an update.
Paul noticed that I did a good Brad Pitt impersonation. I also do a good Chris Helmsworth impersonation. I also do Chris Pine and an early Mel Gibson, and actors like that. You draw the conclusion of what they all have in common. And it says handcrafts every sticky hand himself. I love that you just get busted by your own.
That's how it goes, man. You gotta roll with the punches.
They're made with molds of. Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Gross.
I was going to make a joke that's even below me. My Christopher Walken. Christopher Walken wasn't in that category of Chris Hemsworth. What's the other one? Chris Pratt. All those actors. What do they have in common? You tell me. So, you can get original artwork.
Yes, Dean does all of his inks traditionally. So like he will do his pencils digital, printed out on Bristol, and then ink it. So we have plenty of art that is going to be going up on the campaign. The page that's on that graphic has already sold, but we have 2 new pages that were just added on. The 2-page spread there has not sold yet, though.
Oh, really? Because this to me is
I know.
You know,
I know that there is a person saving up. So hopefully it sticks around long enough for them to get it, because I know that they have their eye on it.
If my comic was doing as well as other people's comics, I'd be buying that right now, because I love that image. That is the image that made me want it.
Comics Mate is saying that he prioritized the sticky hands above the Spectral Edition when writing what's in the box on the graphic. I mean, yeah, because the sticky hands are more important, and I want the Spectral Edition to be a fun thing that we talk about, but like the sticky hands are cool. They were your idea, Dean.
So what are they like? Like, like Ethan Van Sciver's got that sticky tongue for Cyberfrog. Is it like those, like hands on it, like a rubbery sticky? I don't even know what the material that you could pick up small items. That's pretty cool. That's actually very cool. That is very cool. Anyone who ever read Don't judge it by what you're seeing. It's not all sticky fingers and goodwill. He's like, okay. And speaking of people who send me food, Brittany Lane is the person behind Mabel Bakes. So go to Facebook, Mabel Bakes at Facebook, and get yourself some delicious cookies. I unfortunately don't have any cookies to show you because I devoured them all. She sent me a freaking box of cookies. So they're all in my belly. It's all about food. Oh wow, you could buy the cover too.
Yep, that's already sold, and so has that Shelby Robertson Miller piece.
And then we talked about the stretch goals. This is pretty cool. And you said this is your 9th campaign.
Yeah.
So are all your campaigns the Embrace, or do you have other?
So my first 2 books were a part of my original series, Elysian Fields, which I am currently in the process of rebooting. And then I did the Embrace, and then I did a book called SPQR's Bizarre Adventure, which was a parody of the popular manga / anime JoJo's Bizarre Adventure using Roman history.
I got to stop you there. Are you a Roman history guy?
I host a stream that's supposed to be weekly called When in Rome. So yeah,
really. My degree is in Greco-Roman history. I got.
We need to have a discussion, John, because I am a classical historian. I wrote my thesis was on Alexander's adoption of Persian customs.
I just picked up this book this week, just because I feel like I've been losing my Roman knowledge. So this is just, you know what I mean? Like, it's just a fun way to remember everything. I took this is going to sound awfully pretentious, but I was taking a creative writing classes while doing Roman and Greek. So the teacher's like, do something different. Wow me, So I wrote a Greek play about Alexander's generals are all sitting around like, what are we going to do? Alexander's dead and war is just about to come. And they end up making fun of the
Diadochi party.
What's that?
Time for the Diadochi party.
Yeah. So but it's terrible. Every time I reread it, I'm like, I thought this was good. But yes, I'm and the patriarch, my character for Heroic Tales, is he wears the purple for the Roman Empire.
I thought, because he has like the beard and everything, is like he looks like he's wearing like the royal purple is like the motif. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean I'm playing on because this is gonna sound bad, and I realized it was bad, so I course corrected. But I was like, I want to make up a character that's just gonna like piss off all of these blue haired, hating mess. So I was like, he's gonna have something to do with the patriarch. And then as I started talking, I said, this is a good character, and no character born out of spite has any lasting quality. So I scrapped that, and I made a character that I was like, okay, he's gonna embrace everything that's positive about masculine. So he's a father, he's a loving husband, he's a protector.
So are you making him effectively like the embodiment of the Stoic philosopher king, making him superhero Marcus Aurelius?
Well, yeah. Now you're giving away all my secrets. But yes, he's he's a farmer. Like him and his family farm.
What was it from his meditations?
You were actually
what makes it.
If you talk anymore, you're going to spoil one of my major plots about his kids.
Speak not about what makes a good man, be a good man.
Right. Yeah. So there you go. Yeah. So that meme that was going around last year, all men think of the Roman Empire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I'm like, the patriarch, it's a Roman Greek.
John, we're gonna have to have our own. We're gonna have to have like a whole Roman history geek
Sure.
out. I'll shoot you the link one of these nights
sure.
when I'm doing a one in Rome, and you can come on and we'll shoot shit.
I wanted to be a Roman history professor, and the only teaching I got to do was kindergarten, and I'm like, A, can we move on, kids? Did y'all get A yet? Can we move on? Can we talk about the Roman Senate? Anybody want to talk about Cicero? I know you're only 6. I know you're only 5, but I'm bored out of my mind.
I built my son a Lorica segmentata and a legionary helm out of cardboard and duct tape and spray paint for his like a couple of years ago. For they had like a Roman history day at his preschool summer camp. So I was like, all right. So I got it. Like I went out and I got cardboard and I cut it into strips, and then used a table to curve it, like rub the cardboard strips on the edge of the table to make it curved, and then put it all together, like tied them all together like you would have a segmented cuirass. Yeah, it was pretty awesome. I still got that somewhere.
It is a little quick funny story, but at work, I'm a construction worker, I'm an electrician, and all the guys would bust me. Oh, you're making a comic book? Do you dress up as Spider-Man? Where's your Robin costume? Blah 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 blah. Do you go to conventions dressed up as Robin? You know how it is, and you're like, yeah. And if you get mad, and it you know what I mean, then they win. So you just got to sit there and roll. And coffee break is over. Everybody goes to work. The foreman says to me, he goes, "You notice I didn't make fun of you at all?" I was like, "Yeah, Joe, I know you didn't make fun." He goes, "Look at this." He takes out his phone. He's in full-on Roman regalia with a shield, swords. He's part of a reenactment society that's
awesome.
But he made it to, he's the standard bearer, and he goes, I can't be late. I can't do this because they'll boot me out.
No kidding. I mean, if they're making you the standard bearer, they're probably holding you to the same accountability. Where if you're the why am I blanking on what they're called? It doesn't matter. But
he says they march, they set up camp like a Roman camp, like they'll march in, and then at the end of the thing they'll set up, and it has to be exactly the same like a Roman. They're really into it. He says it's just getting so involved. I might not have to. I might not have to do it. He said he spent like $2,000 on all the equipment. It has to be authentic. It's not like they're wearing. They're not wearing looms under that.
Not at all. And then I mean those armor pieces, because if you're getting the authentic armor, you're getting it tailored and everything. Right. Because
he's like 6'4", this guy, so that's probably why he's the standard bearer. He's huge, big. Odin looks sad. Cheer him up by asking this Gladiator 2.
We're not doing that. That is like me going off for 2.5 hours about how dumb that fucking movie is.
I tell you this, I say I'm like the Enterprise now. I put up my shields. I saw somewhere that there was a Gladiator 2. I put my shields up. It doesn't penetrate. I don't expect it. I have a zero tolerance policy for anything that looks sketchy. Anything, I don't have anything to do with it. I learned all my Roman history from Gladiator. I'm looking forward to learning about the ancient Roman rappers in and under. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. You actually made my stomach hurt there for a second there.
It's rough. The trailer was not good.
The laurel leaf insignia. Yes. If you can see my coin, yeah, you can see
That's
it's
awesome.
purple. This was the best they could do for gold, and then on the back, it's got heroic tales.
So is one of
if
his
you're interested in this, John's long box set.
Is one of his kids Commodus?
Don't give away plots.
I'm not going to give away. These people don't know who Commodus. Oh, Miranda knows who Commodus is,
right?
But I'm not going to.
Well, let's just say that the patriarch keeps his family in an inaccessible homeschool homestead because they're supervillains, and if you see the first issue, I'm not. The wife is already scarred, so that implies that something happened in the past. Mm-hmm. The oldest son is 19, and he's saying, "Dad, can I leave the farm? Am I a prisoner?" You know what I mean? And the father, he's a dad. He's like, so think about this. Basically, Amish kid is going to be going into the English world. You know what I mean? So that's a story around issue 5 or 6 that I'll be talking about. But yes, nice. I try to, where do you get your story ideas from? From everywhere, from Roman history, from comic books, from talking to other people. I was on my chat on Sunday, and somebody just said, I said I was having trouble coming up with a superhero name. Somebody put a superhero name. I was like, I spent all Sunday writing notes. It was I got to thank that person when that character debuted. All I learned about Scotland, I learned from Braveheart. Yes. Everything I learned about England, I learned from.
Everything that you learned about Scotland was wrong then.
Everything I know about England, I learned from the Millie Bobby Brady Sherlock Holmes movie. Why would they lie? Why would they? Outlander. I liked the movies, didn't like the series. Everything I know about the Civil War, yeah.
I learned from Captain America: Civil War. Yeah.
My friend Kevin over here, we had a running joke. You'll like this. You're a history guy. You're probably the only person who'll think this is funny besides us. But we had a running joke because when we lived in Albuquerque, the weather was so nice that the Renaissance Fair kind of ended up there and had like a long season. In New York, the Renaissance Fair can only last for a short window, but in Albuquerque, it's a large window. So every week, we'd be playing our role-playing games and like drinking, and like we were like, let's dress up as Vikings. Everybody just get cloths and Viking, and then just raid the Renaissance Fair and grab the women and run off. You guys want to live in the Dark Ages? This is the Dark Ages.
It's like, hey, let's show you how. What was the first monastery that they got? Why am I'm.
Are you into board games at all?
A little. Like it was definitely something that I was way more into when I was like in college and what have you. Nowadays, I'm a single dad and I'm making comics. That's expensive enough.
So I'm pointing over there, like you can see what I'm pointing to.
Lindisfarne. Go give them a Lindisfarne reenactment at the Renaissance.
There's a series of games, and I can't remember the name of the company. I think it's Ares Games, but they make historical games. Like I got the War of 1812, the American Revolution 1776, and the latest one I got was Vikings 978. It's 978 Vikings, and people are like, what is that, a phone number? No, it's the year of the Viking invasion, you uncultured savages. And that's the first move in the game, is the sacking of the how do you pronounce the monastery? I'm sure I'm saying it wrong.
Lindisfarne.
Yeah, so there you go. That's the first. That has to be the first move of the game, because if you don't do that, then there's no reason.
No Viking invasion.
I'm scrolling down. Why haven't I showed you that? I
haven't
showed you that because you're
my stuff that I built for James. Yeah, I'll find the picture of that. I have to dig. Miranda, that was a long time ago. Yes, it will always be cool.
You lost a lot of weight?
I did, actually. In the I picked a bunch up, and then over the past year I've lost it, like I want to say like 80 pounds at this point. Good for
you, buddy. Good for you. Hardest thing in the world is to lose weight. Marcus Kellegrove being a perfectly wonderful moderator, showing that I have a project too. And Brittany Lane, the comment that I was going to make would get Ron mad at me. All I would just say is Ron's a lucky guy. because not only could she wear a Wonder Woman outfit, but it probably looks amazing on her. So there you go. On my father's side of the family, I could trace. Okay,
That's actually really cool, Alex VRB. I didn't know that. You got some Romanum in you. It's good stuff.
My mother's side of the family is from Ireland. My father's side of the family is from Sicily, and we joke that we got the Celts, so we got the Romans. So there's just war going on in my DNA. I also have you got to come over. Where do you live? What state do you live in?
Me, I live in Virginia, man.
Okay, you're not that far away. I got this game called Rome versus Carthage, and it's a 2-player game. One person plays Rome, one person plays Carthage. I haven't played it yet because nobody used to play a 4-hour Rome versus Carthage game with me. Come on.
I'll have to look that up for Miranda. She will definitely enjoy that.
Oh, Miranda, she's into Hamilton. Here's a funny story. My father and my mother never go to the movies. Well, they're both passed now, but they never would go to the movies. They'll just watch it on a TV at home with 800 commercials edited. So one day we got my parents tickets, and they could pick whatever movie they want. So my father picks Hannibal because he thinks it's about the Roman Hannibal. He thinks it's a Carthage movie. But it was about the serial killer. It was the sequel to Silence of the Lambs. They were horrifying.
I kind of figured that's where I was going. I don't think that they've made an autobiography about Hannibal Barca, just called Hannibal. But
they got close to it. What The Rock wants to make it. A slow phaser penetrates. Yes.
So Denzel Washington is playing him in an upcoming biopic.
Yeah,
which
it's funny because
I'm not going into that. But anyways.
Yeah. What about the movie The Eagle? Is that a Roman movie? I got to watch it.
It is a Roman movie with Channing Tatum and
Channing Tatum. That's why I didn't see it.
It's very mediocre. There's some cool design elements, but all of the cool design elements get thrown out the window the moment you see the Pikes looking like, I don't even know how to describe them. The furthest thing from historically accurate for the British Isles of that period, but whatever.
I do you now you got me going. Do you role play at all? Do you play role playing games?
I mean, as I said, I used to play like D&D and stuff like that back in college quite a bit, but I haven't had the time between working a day job, being a single dad, and then making the books. I just don't have a lot of time.
Oh, this is Kevin elaborating. This is our plan. We're going to rent the school bus and decorate it like a longboat in a
hell yeah. That's a
you guys want to live in the Dark Ages? This is the Dark Ages. But then we decided that we probably couldn't pick up the girls at the Renaissance.
Get a school bus, give it the convertible treatment, and then spray paint it brown. Might mount one of the Viking dragon heads up at the front.
Yeah, that would be. 976 Vikings is a different phone up the 978 Vikings history. Wow, a lot of comments. Your people. The Viking raids were inspiration for orcs from Lord of the Rings. Yes,
that doesn't shock me. Yeah,
yeah. I back to what I was saying. I like to play around with history, being that I'm a history person. So I set up other campaigns in history. Like
that's awesome.
We had a Western superhero story, and we had World War II. But I set up a Roman. There was supposed to be Romans in Britain at the time, and where the wall was being built. And the premise was they were the Romans constructing the wall, but they don't know what's on the other side of the wall. And I was going to make some sort of there's a Lovecraftian horror up there,
So I actually have a book that I have the script written, and I have a contract to do it with somebody. It's been taking forever to get get things in the right order. But called Romans versus Zombies, where we have Legio 9 Hispania is going up into Caledonia to investigate a supposed druid that survived the culling, and that druid has done a Wicker Man ritual that has risen the dead in this northern part of Caledonia, and so it's literally Romans fighting the army of the undead in northern England,
That
and
sounds great.
that becomes like the basis for the wall.
I just want to ask Alex, how are you playing Pathfinder and listening to us? I know when I'm role playing, I can't even put on music. Hey, old dirty fatties here. How you doing? Pathfinder 1E is the penultimate D&D. Sorry, second edition fit. Yeah. Well, I don't play it. I play villains and vigilantes, and I use that system for every. We just adapt it for whatever system we're playing. But again, you don't play role playing games anymore. Would you?
I would definitely be down for it. That's not me saying, "Oh, I don't like them." It's just a matter of I haven't had the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just find
so they're playing on Roll20. That makes sense.
Yeah. I don't. Sorry, Alex. I gotta play in person. You gotta have a table. You gotta have that dice. You gotta have the Funyuns. You know what I mean? Some Mountain Dew, like full on stereotypical nerd stuff. You know what I mean? And I always joke that if my campaign makes it to 100,000, I'm flying all my buddies down. They get up, like Rini will come down and she'll pick a character from Fiendish. We'll stat her out. You come down. You stat out the Embrace, and we'll all play a role playing game.
I mean, I'm down. That would actually be pretty cool if we had like an indie comic role play and have all of us put our characters in.
Yeah. I'll run the game because I'm crazy like that. I got to run the games. Renzo will play my artist Renzo. He'll play the Patriarch. You know what I mean? And you play the Embrace. Ron
do you have Renzo Rodriguez?
Yeah, he's my artist. Yes,
he's fantastic. I love Renzo. He's good people.
Yeah, Renzo is absolute. If you don't mind, then I'm going to show. Since I have some of your people watching, I'll show my campaign. Yeah, Renzo's my artist. Check out this cover. Oh, of course, I'm not showing it yet. There we go.
Yeah, no, I saw that. It's a really good piece.
Yeah, I love this. And then people ask for a black and white. This is the back cover.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. This is him home. So here's Marcus Aurelius over here. Here's Commodus over here. I forget, but you know what I mean? This is his home. This is his farm. This is what he wants to do. He's a father of 7. Because there's
kind of bringing in the motifs of what's his name? The person that was Cincinnatus. Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt you. Yes, and then I got this variant cover by Michael T. Gilbert. That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's a great variant.
I love Michael T. Gilbert. He did Mr. Monster. For those of you who don't remember Mr. Monster from the 80s and 90s, and I've been kind of complaining that I think comics today are kind of losing a little bit of that childlike whimsy and fun. So Michael T. Gilbert did this. Like, first off, when was the last time you saw word balloons on a cover? I just love this. I just absolutely, as I hit the wrong button, I absolutely love this. But there's the back cover image. This is, everybody gets this. This is on the back cover. But yes, this is Renzo. And you can see the Colossus of Rhodes in the background. The architect, the main guy who built Science City, he's a Roman history buff. So he puts a lot of Roman nods in the city itself because it's my city. I get to make what I want, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Do what you want to do.
Yeah. I do what I want.
The Imperium survives.
Yeah. So yeah, and then God, because you're a Roman guy, you'll appreciate this. There's the Movian Empire. They're the space threat that is monitoring the Earth, and as soon as they
did you base them off of the Sassanids or the Carthaginians?
Oh, they're classic, tyrannical Romans. You know what I mean? And they have their own superheroes and space, but they're watching. As soon as they realize Earth has superheroes, they're gatekeepers. They don't want superpowers in the galaxy because superpowers just cause problems. And you'll see this. I'm exploring how the humans shouldn't have superpowers, and the fact that you have superpowers means that you are going to turn into a villain someday. The exception being the Patriarch is just so good that it's tugging at him, but he's resisting. There you go. You got me spoiling so much stuff, but Yeah,
Hey,
leave
man.
carpets alone. It's too soon.
You've had literally like several millennia at this point.
Yeah, I'm an anti-superpower bigot confirmed. No. I love the Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, Iron Man, Thor. It's the X-Men that get on my nerve. I'm an anti-mutant bigot.
What? All
Yeah.
right.
The X-Men cause all their own problems. Between Xavier turning into a bad guy every 7 issues, and then we just want to be left alone as they attack the police and take Sabretooth and hide him in the basement, and then he escapes and murders 84 more people. X-Men deserve persecution. And then they whine. So anyway, we're way in the weeds. So how you doing? How's everything?
I'm doing well, man. Hey, I appreciate you having me on. I actually have another show here.
I got to go too. I tried to keep these for an hour. I didn't expect the whole Roman tangent.
Oh, dude, it's a blast talking with you. We'll definitely have to do I'll definitely have you on when in Rome at some point to chat.
I'll embarrass myself because I can't remember my Roman history anymore. It's been so long.
Hey, it's always a blast to revisit. And there's plenty of things for us to chat about, especially with ongoing shenanigans. So
yeah, I'd love to come in and actually talk about history. That would be. I haven't got to do that in so long. That would be fun.
Yeah, man.
So remember, I want to put up your. While I'm looking for it, I'll put up mine. But I'm looking for you. Oh yeah, you could just go to the private chat.
Yeah, I was gonna say, they're all there.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so bad at this. I'll put this in the chat. This is your Indiegogo, and this is live right now.
Yep.
And the Embrace, which I appreciate that you have it a backup tier because, again, I get so embarrassed when I have a guest on and I didn't even realize that.
I mean, it's always a pleasure to meet new people, and it's important to make sure that you give people the opportunity because you never want somebody like if this is someone's first opportunity, I don't want them to feel like they've missed out. Like they've missed out. There's no way to get into it.
Right. I've been doing this for like 2 years now. I had one guy who was just like, "Nope, you missed. You can't get it." And I was like, "Dude, nobody's gonna jump in on issue 4. You always got to eat."
That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Right. Yeah, I know. Almost crashing into a tree. It's no excuse. I should have. You're absolutely right, Coop. But you got to go. You got another chat. I got to go eat all this food that Paul sent me. Thanks a lot. And
see you guys.
Let's see you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. See you next time. All right. Bye.